So we're going to look at example 2. And example 2 is finding an angle measure when you're given different sides. So to look at finding x, or remember that's our idea of the degree, which should be theta, I have in reference to x, this is the opposite and hypotenuse. So as I think back to my trig ratios, and I just think SOHCAHTOA, well, I have O and H, so that says I'm going to have the sine. So if I write my ratio or my equation, I just put sine of x degrees is equal to, and then I'm just going to put my ratio 7/10. Now to get rid of the sine of x degrees by itself, you just use the inverse sine function. So x is equal to the inverse sine of 7/10. So what you need to do is approximate that. So I'm going to use the scientific calculator for this one. If you look, the inverse sine is in blue above the sine. So I just press second sine, and then I type in 7/10. And approximating that to 2 decimals, it would be 44.42 degrees. So x is approximately 44.4. And then I would actually round that up to 3, 44.43, and then make sure that I'm saying degrees. You can go back and check and do, well, the sine of 44.43 and see if that's pretty close to 7/10. So sine of 44.43. And that is pretty close to 7/10. So I checked and I know that I did my math right there. So looking at example B, what you notice here is in reference to x, this is the adjacent side and the hypotenuse. So I like to label A and H. And then looking at that, in SOHCAHTOA, I have AH, so that would be cosine. So my degree would be cosine of x equals 5/8. And then what you would do there is take the inverse cosine of both sides. So x would equal the inverse cosine of 5/8. So the inverse cosine of 5/8 is, to 2 decimal places, 51.32. So x here is approximately 51.32 degrees. And let me just rewrite that because that looks like a 7 there. So 51.32 degrees. And then I'm just going to check my math and go, all right, the cosine of 51.32. And the decimal is 0.624. And then I'm just going to change 5/8 to a decimal. So 5 divided by 8. And I get 0.625. So I did my math right there and checked it.